Oh yeah, you already know what's going on. You know what time it is. I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I'm your co-host, Kyle Silver.
And your favorite cousins are back with the Silver Boys Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Kyle, finally got a lot of things to talk about.
Yes, we do, bro.
We got a lot of things
to
talk about, bro.
Football kicking up now, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, yeah, let's get into it. So we're gonna start off with the NFL.
Okay.
And CeeDee Lamb finally got his deal done.
Yes, he did.
Agreed to a 4-year, $136 million contract, making him the second highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. He'll be getting paid $34 million per year. The deal includes a $38 million signing bonus, largest ever given to a receiver, and $100 million guaranteed. Yeah, he's the second highest paid receiver, only behind obviously Justin Jefferson, making $35 million. But yeah, I know we all were basically expecting this. It was just a matter of the timing.
Yeah, it was just a matter of when and really just how much. But I feel like we were pretty accurate with the number, like me and you.
Yeah.
That was the number that we were saying over the last couple weeks. We were saying 30, 33 and a half, 34-ish. So, much well-deserving to CeeDee. I'm glad it finally got done. I'm glad Jerry,
Finally
came
came
to his senses, So it's good for Dallas because, they needed CeeDee. They need CeeDee right now.
Yes.
So it's really just a matter of, also now if they get, a Micah deal done and if they get a Dak deal done as well.
Yeah.
So those are going to be the most important things because those are your top three guys, on the team right now. So, but shout out CeeDee. I'm happy for him. I'm not happy I don't like Dallas, but I'm happy when my man got his money. I'm always, for players getting paid and stuff like that. So it was about time and well deserved and justly due.
Yeah.
Justly due.
Yeah. It was about time. For a week away from the season being started, and it was. Not saying that it was getting a little shaky, but it was like, all right, well, what's taking so long?
It was getting a little concerning.
Yeah.
Yeah, concerning for Dallas and Dallas fans. But, now that you got that out the way, I'm sure Dallas fans are, more than happy. Hopefully, let's see what CeeDee does now.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can live up to that money that he got to.
Yeah. He's going to have to ramp back up with, the workouts and everything.
Yeah.
Getting his pass back on and getting after it. So we'll see how that goes. And then now, like you said, now the focus is mainly on, for right now, I know the focus is mainly on Dak Prescott. But I don't think that they'll get a deal done before the season starts.
No.
I think it's too close, too soon. And I think basically he's just playing on you gotta work, basically.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to really go in this season.
Yeah.
So.
He really is. He's gonna have to prove that he should get that money.
Yeah.
And I think really realistically the only way to prove that at this point in his career is to go out and really you got to get to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't pay him until if he can do that. I wouldn't pay him. That's just me though, because I'm just paying you for what 12-5 season again. And then for you to lose the first week of playoffs.
First weekend, yeah. Wild card or the divisional.
Exactly. I'm not with that. Me personally, don't get me wrong. Dak is a really, really he is a great quarterback.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying you to be a regular season quarterback. I'm paying you to go get me a Super Bowl. So I think that's the most important thing. Genuinely.
Yeah, I agree. But we'll talk about them more, obviously, in a little bit because we're previewing the NFC East. But right now we're gonna do the NFC North.
Yes, sir.
So the Bears. I like this team a lot.
Yeah, me too,
I've been watching the Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks been going crazy with them.
Yeah. It's been looking good. So obviously we all know Caleb Williams, first overall pick. So far through the preseason, he has looked pretty good. He's going to have guys like DeAndre Swift at running back, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Roman Dunze at wide receiver, Cole Kmet, and Gerald Everett at tight end. So stacked of weapons right there. The O-line should be pretty good. And the defense, as long as the defense plays the way that they did from the back half of the season, coming into this season and the whole season, they'll be fine. They got guys like Montez Sweat, Tremont Edwards, you got Jalen Johnson and Kevin Byard in the secondary, so the defense could be a force as well.
No, I agree with you. The defense really, really could be a force and can really get some stops, I believe. And then, we all, know what Caleb Williams is going to do, should do.
Mm-hmm.
We got high expectations for him in that offense right now. So I can't wait to see it like actually in action, when it really matters, and when, they got to go out there, go get a win. Like, that's what I'm really interested to see. How is Caleb Williams going to, go against certain pressures and go against certain schemes and coverages. And I'm interested to see how other, like, teams on the defensive end are going to, plan for him week by week, because he is an elusive back. Like, he's a scrambler. Like, he can go out and he can, he could go out of the pocket and make, like, really, really difficult throws.
Plays,
So that's going to be really
And also, he could, if the first down needs to be picked up and no one's open, he will go pick it up
Exactly,
himself, so.
Exactly. He's not afraid to.
Yeah,
he's not afraid to.
No.
He's not afraid to put his body in harm's way.
Right.
That's what I like about him too.
Right.
You know, and he's so smart. That's what I've been really like. I've like seeing that on Hard Knocks, is the fact that, like, he is so smart and he's so bought in with all of his guys. Like, he's really involved with the team, and I like that a lot. I really, really do.
Yeah,
because that's what you expect from a franchise quarterback.
Correct. He picks up on things pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Which I was very happy to see.
Yeah.
I was very happy to see. Now it makes you kind of wonder what was going on at USC, other than obviously the O-line and defense being in trouble. What was really going on there, and why was things not clicking the way that they were the year before.
Exactly, yeah.
But Green Bay, after stomping out the Cowboys at their house and then going to the Niners and almost beating them at their house, the Packers are looking to take that leap now this year. Jordan Love, he was a man possessed last year, for over 4,000 yards thrown, with 32 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. They let go of Aaron Jones, but they get Josh Jacobs in the backfield now. They will be waiting on A.J. Dillon to come back from IR. They still have a great young wide receiver core: Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Jaden Reed, and of course, obviously, you have to put in Bo Melton from Rutgers, of course. And then, they have a great tight end, and they have the two tight ends in Luke Musgrave, Tucker Kraft. And then the secondary is looking pretty good with Jair Alexander, Xavier McKinney, and Rashad Gary on the defensive line. So again, like you'll see it by the time we're done with by the time I'm reading off all these names from each team. It's just a stacked division right now, and Green Bay looking to keep going forward.
Yeah, most definitely. Green Bay, really, really good team. Jordan Love, like, he's playing. I love the way that Jordan Love has played.
Yes.
The fact that he was able to take some time, to learn from Aaron Rodgers, like, stay, as the backup, and then you come in and you do, you throw for 4,000 yards. You have 32 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, as coming in.
That's basically a first full-time starter.
Exactly.
That's really good.
That's amazing.
That's great.
That's genuinely amazing. I like where Green Bay is at. As a team, I really think that they could make, like, a lot of noise, in the NFC North. It's really just about, staying consistent, and really just getting to the postseason.
Yeah.
I think that that's important, because then they become a team to be feared, because I don't think that we were expecting them to go to Dallas, stomp them out the way that they did.
No,
not at all.
No.
So the fact that they surprised us like that is crazy to see.
Yeah, no, if you would have told me, like, they'll win, I'd be like, okay, I can believe that. But if you would have told me that they win in that fashion, I'd be like, okay, now that's something I have to see in order to believe.
Exactly.
That. And they gave Dallas the boot, and then they gave the Niners a run for their money.
Yes,
if it wasn't for that, what was that? I think it was a Jordan Love interception, if I'm not mistaken, at the
it was late.
Like late in the fourth quarter. Just just a simple young mistake that I think Jordan Love will learn from.
Yeah.
So Green Bay is right there on the door knocking, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Another team that's right there knocking is the Lions. They got to the NFC Championship. Looking to hopefully take another step and try to get to that Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Still got a great team. Jared Goff looking real good. They have the perfect two-headed monster, in my opinion, with Jahmyr Gibbs as a speedster, and then David Montgomery as, like, your power back. Amon-Ra St. Brown got a new contract and worth every single penny.
Yeah, man.
You got a speed threat and Jameson Williams alongside with him. Sam Laporta, from what I'm hearing, is supposed to be taking down the heavier load this season, which he should. He was great last season. The old line is still great with Penei Sewell and Taylor Decker on each side of each other. The defense, led by Aiden Hutchinson, You also got Marcus Davenport down there, and then you got Alex Azzaloni at the middle linebacker spot, and then the secondary is pretty good too with Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, and Terrion Arnold, who was one of the best guys coming in from the draft. So yeah, this Lions team all around.
Very solid
Again,
team.
yeah.
I like the culture that Dan Campbell has come in and set. You know, like you said, it's just about them taking that next step because they were also real close to going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
really
if
close.
it wasn't for a second half meltdown.
Exactly. So I think that's where they take the next step as a team. You know, really finishing out games. You know, Dan Campbell maybe I always say,
not gambling as much.
I was just about thank you, yes. Like not gambling on the fourth downs as much, like really taking care of clock, taking care of, the ball.
Take what the defense gives you. If you can only get 3 and you up by 3 scores,
Take your points.
Take your
points. Yep. Take your points. So I think that's really important, but I really do like this Detroit team a lot. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown, like you said, well-deserved contract. He's going to come in a force to be reckoned with. Jared Goff, we've seen that he could carry a team on his back too. And like you said, a dual threat, on that running back position that's going to be a real helpful for them too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really do like this Detroit team. They can make noise. It's just going to be crazy to see, like there could be possibly 3 teams from that NFC North that could get into
literally just thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Just thinking the same thing. Minnesota, they'll lose J.J. McCarthy, but they still have Sam Darnold, who I think could be pretty well. Could be taken care of in this Kevin O'Connell offense. Now they have Aaron Jones in the backfield. Still Justin Jefferson is there. He's arguably the best receiver in the game. Jordan Addison, hopefully he comes back from his ankle injury and he's healthy throughout the season. He'll look pretty good. T.J. Hawkinson, he's going to miss at least the first 4 games, still recovering from the ACL, MCL tear. So he's on the he's on a physically unable to perform list, the PUP list. And the defense, they've lost Daniil Hunter, but the secondary is looking pretty strong with Stephon Gilmore and Harrison Smith. And then the linebacker spot with they got Dallas Turner and Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah, that's a good front right there. I know Minnesota.
They're not somewhere where it's like, oh man,
it's just like they're kind of falling by the wayside because you have a stacked division right there,
right?
And a stacked conference as well. So Sam Darnold, I have faith in though. Justin Jefferson, obviously you got faith in, but I don't really see them I could see them as a 8-8 kind of team.
Maybe
that
just
8-9,
just
9.
missing out, on the outside looking in.
Exactly. Yes. I don't really, they still got some building to do. When J.J. McCarthy comes back, I think he'll come back strong.
Yeah.
Because they'll have a year to sit behind. He could get his feet up under him. I think that'll be really important too.
Yep. Going to the NFC East. Let's see, the Cowboys. Like I said, they finally got CeeDee signed. Dak finally got a number 1 receiver back. So we'll see how that connection is. Ezekiel Elliott is back. So
throw that to the trash,
but
bro.
They signed Dalvin Cook. Literally, what was it? Yesterday.
Yeah.
After a couple days of finally getting CeeDee squared away, Brandon Cooks looks to be the number 2 receiver. They still got some pretty good tight ends, Jake Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker. The O-line is going to be something to watch, with rookie Tyler Guyton at left tackle and then a second-year center and Brock Hoffman. The defense should be good with Michael Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. You got Eric Kendricks coming in from the Chargers at the middle linebacker spot. Secondary still should be strong. Trayvon Diggs is coming back from his ACL tear. Jordan Lewis will be there, but they will miss Deron Bland for at least 6 to 8 weeks with a foot injury.
Yeah, that's going to be big. That's a big loss on that defensive end. Dallas is Dallas.
Yeah.
I could see them getting into the playoffs and losing. It's the same thing every year.
Yeah.
I don't really want to spend too much time on them. I don't really care.
It's funny. I was just thinking the same thing. It's the same story.
It's literally the same story. I don't know what else we're supposed to expect anymore.
Until something changes, we're just gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah, we'll talk about them in January when they nosedive like usual. It's okay.
We just gonna keep it pushing. Philly. looks to put last year in the rear view after starting off strong and then tailing off so badly at the end. They added Saquon Barkley to a strong offense that already has A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and they also add Jahan Dotson along with Dallas Goedert. Offensive line will look a bit different without Jason Kelce, so we'll see how that center spot is. Because Jason Kelce was the one calling shots and making sure that Jalen Hurts was staying protected back there. Also leading the way for the tush push as well. Defense should still be good. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter on the line with Bryce Huff and Brandon Graham coming up on the edges. Devin White and the linebacker spot along with Nakobe Dean. The secondary should still be pretty solid. C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Avonte Maddox, Reed Blankenship, Darius Slade Jr., and the rookie Cooper DeJean. So,
yeah, I'm interested to see how Philly, that defense is going to be, in the first half of this season because, they tailed off so bad, in the second half of last season. So I think, really starting off strong this season is going to be important for them. And then, Jalen Hurts limiting his turnovers as well is going to be really, really important, I think, because you're not going to win football games if your quarterback is turning the ball over.
That's
right.
right.
But, you can rely on Saquon a little bit now, like you have him to be able, he is an elusive running back, so I think that's going to be important for them. But yeah, I think losing Jason Kelce is going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah, it's going to
genuinely because, like you said, he was dictating and protecting, Jalen Hurts on that offensive line a lot.
Right.
So we just gotta wait and see. I could see them. They should win this conference. They really, really should, just because of how stacked their offense is. They just collecting Infinity Stones like Thanos at this point.
Yeah.
So we just gotta wait and see. But I can see them. They should be a top 2 team, top 3 team. In the NFC.
In the NFC,
they should.
Yeah,
they better be.
Yeah, for sure. Going off to the Giants. See, they let Saquon walk for nothing, sadly, but they still have a solid running back coming back in Devin Singletary. Jones is back, but he's gonna have to cut down on those turnovers, and hopefully he can stay healthy. Malik Neighbors is dynamic as they come. He's gonna be the number 1 receiver. And it's clear cut and dry. Darius Slayton and Wan'Dale Robinson will also join him at the wide receiver slots. And the O-line is revamped with guys like John Runyon, John Michael Schmitz Jr., and Jermaine Elemanor. I would think that's how you say his name. The defense has been reworked too. They still have Dexter Lawrence and Kayvon Thibodeau, but they also signed Brian Burns, which is a huge pickup.
Yeah, because he was doing his thing over in Carolina.
Oh,
yeah, he was doing his thing over there. Big pickup for the Giants. I liked it a lot.
That was probably my favorite pickup this season.
Yeah, me too. Oh man, Daniel Jones, I think, is the story of this one.
Yeah,
for real. I think this is his tryout year. Genuinely, it's either we're gonna move on from you or we're going to move on with you. And that's really it.
Yeah,
I'm interested to see his connection with Malik Neighbors, how that's gonna work out. How is he going to make certain throws to him? Can he get him the ball? Because Malik Neighbors is a ball-dominant guy. He wants the ball. So I think that's going to be important. How Brian Dable gets Malik involved, putting, Daniel Jones in a position to succeed. And Daniel Jones has to put himself in a position to succeed as well. So it's going to be really important. I'm not really worried about their defense at all. I really, really like our Giants defense, but, the offense is, there's room for some concern, but there's also room for growth, I think, as well. Too.
Yeah. As, like I said, the offensive line is revamped, and that's the big key right there.
Yeah.
Just so, hoping to keep Daniel Jones upright. And,
and the fact that you have Devin Singletary now too.
A really good running back, a steady running back.
Yeah, steady, consistent.
Steady, yes. He had I think just under 900 rushing yards. I think he had 898 or something crazy like that. Last season with the Texans.
Yeah, and he was doing his thing.
He was doing his thing.
He
was holding it down for them. So
you just gotta wait and see for them. Really, I could see them being a 3rd place team. Maybe even 4th because of what we're about to get into Washington.
That Washington team right there, I really like that team. I looked at the depth chart. The depth chart looks actually pretty solid.
Yeah, they're gonna give teams a run for their money.
Yeah, that's a team where I would not want to see them. Jaden Daniels, he's one of the most dynamic players in the league in the draft. Along with his old teammate and Malik Neighbors. They got Brian Robinson in the backfield along with a guy like Austin Eckler, who's really good. Scary Terry McLaurin, he's still that number one guy over there. Along with they also get a good tight end in Zach Ertz now. The defense, like I said, defense should give guys problems. They got Clinton Farrell, Deron Payne, and Jonathan Allen all on the line alone, and then plus you have a legend in Bobby Wagner at middle linebacker spot. So that right there is just gonna give teams like a handful.
Yeah, they'll definitely be they're gonna be that team where I think like a lot of teams will not overlook them, but they'll give teams like a lot of trouble. Like you said, Jaden Daniels, it was real talks about maybe him going number one over Caleb, so I'm interested to see like how that's gonna work out, how he does over the course of the season.
Yeah.
Will he be able to take the next steps forward as an NFL quarterback and just really make things work? But that's really all I got for Washington. I don't really it's just really you gotta
that one's a wait and see.
Literally.
New head coach, new everything over there. So like that franchise is just trying to turn it around, and we'll see.
Yeah, man.
We will see. More than excited because college football is here, my boy.
Yes,
college
sir.
Football is here. And before we get into Rutgers real quick, Georgia Tech.
What went wrong? Talk to me. Let me know. What
Georgia
happened, dog?
Tech, bro.
What happened, dog?
Bro, Florida State came out. Florida State comes out, punches the team in the mouth, right? They get to the middle of the field, 5 straight runs, get a touchdown. Then after that, they go for the 2-point conversion, and they make it. At this point, I'm like, oh, all right, y'all got it. Georgia Tech did not back down. They came back. They scored 2. Okay, and then after that, they traded field goals for a little bit, and then by the end of the first half, it was tied. No one could score in the third quarter. Then all of a sudden, they trade a couple touchdowns, but then Florida State just couldn't. They just couldn't put them away.
Yeah, not at all.
They couldn't get over that hump. They couldn't get down the field again. After that, Georgia Tech gets the ball last minutes of the fourth quarter. They go down, kick a field goal, upset.
Upset.
They're not the only team that got upset. Montana State upsets New Mexico. FCS team, for all those who don't know, so we're about to get into Rutgers real quick, right? For example, Rutgers, they're playing Howard, who's the FCS team. FCS teams, when they come in and they play these teams, they're getting paid to come in and play these teams. They're getting paid, 6 figures, $350,000, $400,000 to come play these teams. Look, like we're a power team, okay? We are inviting you guys to come here so we can whoop your butts. We can, get ourselves on track, get on rhythm for what we're about to experience. And you never know, you guys can get some experience too. The fact that you pay a team to come in that you think you're gonna beat, and then you end up getting beat to them is insane.
That is insane
to me.
Yeah, because you're basically you're paying this FCS team to go and whoop their behind.
Exactly.
And then
Only
they
for them
do
to
it back
whoop
to you. Nah, that's not right, bro. That's not right.
Two back-to-back upsets in just week 0. I put this out on our Facebook page. I said, you guys have to watch out, bro. This is it. This might be that season where things just keep happening.
I can see it, man. It's gonna be like those late quarter heroics by these teams or late game situations where the ranked teams or the big teams think that they got it and they just fall by the wayside.
Yeah, and they don't. But right before we keep going with that, I want to look at Rutgers real quick.
Okay.
So Rutgers, they're mainly they're gonna run the ball for the most part. Really a grinded out team. The offense will try to get the passing game going. They have a quarterback transfer in Ethan Kalakaminis. I do not know how to say that last name.
Sorry for butchering that, brother.
Sorry for butchering that, my friend. But he comes in from Minnesota. He's pretty well experienced. Not that great with numbers. He had 14 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, so nothing crazy. But he is big. He can run. He has a pretty good arm from what I've heard.
Gotcha.
Christian Jermel is back. He caught 36 passes for 468 yards and 3 TDs. They got Demir Miller from Monmouth, who's gonna make a pretty good impact as well. Kyle Monangai is back, along with Samuel V. Brown as his backup running backs. So I'm very, very interested to see the steps forward that they make. Kyle Monangai was arguably the best running back in the Big Ten last year, even with Blake Corum there and Donovan Edwards. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome to see.
Okay.
The offensive line was looking alright last year too. They just gave just over 4 tackles for loss per game last season and allowed actually the fewest sacks in the Big Ten.
Wow.
Believe it or not.
Okay.
I think also that kind of has something to do with the fact that they didn't really throw the ball much. But
Definitely.
still, you were able to protect your quarterback. That's rule number one. The defense last season was actually 16th overall in the nation and allowed just about 21 points per game. They had the worst pass rush defense, which is crazy. So only be ranked basically 16th in overall.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough because they don't have Mohamed Touré, who will miss the season with the ACL tear, but they do get Tyreen Powell back, who, if you watched him, that boy is all over the place.
Okay.
Everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. Him and the ball just have a connection where if you're the ball carrier, just know that he will be on your ass. He will be on your butt.
Yeah, I got you.
But you know what I mean. And I'm looking forward to seeing the strong physical cornerback in Robert Longerbeam coming in this season too. So yeah, no, this Rutgers team has a pretty favorable schedule as well. No Michigan, no Ohio State, no Penn State. From what I see, seeing about 7 to 8 wins this season.
Okay, 7 to 8 for Rutgers.
As long as everybody stay healthy and the guys that they are missing that will not be healthy right now and they can come back and be strong. Yes, I can see them having a pretty strong season.
Got you. Okay.
But before we get up out of here, I'll do what I always do. I'll give you guys my favorites for my favorite list of teams to watch this weekend. Favorite list of games to watch this weekend.
Let them know.
So Thursday, Rutgers plays at 6:00. So obviously, gotta get your looks in on Rutgers. North Carolina and Minnesota play. Colorado and North Dakota State.
That's gonna be
North Dakota State. A lot of people are saying that they have that good chance to upset. I think I've seen a graphic where it's just over 70% people have the money line on North Dakota State. So watch out, Colorado. Friday you got TCU and Stanford. You got a couple other games, but nothing too big. Saturday, that's the day. Georgia and Clemson, that's going to be a game. West Virginia and Penn State, that's another one where Penn State, you should be on high alert for an upset alert. Oklahoma State and South Dakota State, not going to say that they're on upset alert at Oklahoma State, but it is something that I think people will want to keep their eye on. Miami and Florida. That's going to be the one to watch. And then one that has a lot of implications on it, low key, is Notre Dame and Texas A&M.
I can see that.
Texas A&M, because they don't have really a great strength of schedule. If they mess around and lose to Texas A&M, it's gonna be a problem. You know what I mean? There's gonna be a problem. So they would basically have to win out against teams like Florida State that they'll see, and I forgot who else. They see somebody else. USC is another team that they'll also see. But yeah, no, that's a big game going into the 12th man. It's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a tough one. And then Sunday you have USC and LSU, and then we finish it all off with, of course, Boston College and Florida State.
Florida State guy. Oh Lord, don't lose again.
Boston College has a chance to do something
hilarious.
Yo.
No, because you want to know why it would be hilarious real quick? Because Florida State, remember how last year they were really, really bugging about not being in the college football playoffs, and then you come in and you lose first week on a walk off pretty much, and then let's just say if they do hypothetically lose to Boston College
at home. And remember, Boston College now has Bill O'Brien as the head coach.
That's actually really big. That's big. That's really big.
A big time offensive mind like that.
Yeah. DJ Ugalele, he got to come.
He got to come to play.
He got to come in and play a little bit better. He got to go for some tutties. He got to do a little bit better. Yeah. In my opinion.
He was just under like 200 yards last game. No touchdown. That's what I was surprised about.
Yeah, me too.
No touchdowns.
Me too.
He's big too. He's like the size of Cam Newton, but he don't play like it.
Not at all.
He don't play like it.
Play big.
Yeah, he played big. He played bigger than you thought he was.
Yeah.
And that's what I was expecting from DJ. But we'll see. We will see. But till then, I hope you all enjoyed this podcast. I hope you enjoyed this weekend with college football. You already know we'll be back next weekend with the preview of the NFL and our predictions and everything crazy like that. But till then, I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I'm your co-host, Kyle Silver.
We are the Silver Boys.
Thank you.
What's going on, everybody? It's Cam Silver from the Silver Boys. If you like our content, subscribe to the channel and like our videos. Thank you for watching.